another story in the Gemara Masechet Eruvin, page 54b. This story I heard for the first time on Yom Kippur 5 years ago. The story never made sense until you hear it like 10 times. And you learn other parts of the Torah. So there was a person by the name of Rabbi Preda. Rabbi Preda was one of the Gdolei Ador, one of the giants of the generation, and he had a special kaparat avonot. He had a special way, a special gift from Shamayim. What? He had one student that had a special level of stupidity. What kind of stupidity? This person could not learn anything unless you told him this 400 times. You had to repeat the same thing 400 times in order for him to understand it. And it's not a student in his yeshiva and he's got 10,000 people and this is just one of them. No, this is one. He is teaching himself one-on-one. He says no one else is going to have patience for him. I'm going to teach him. So every day he sits down with them. Okay, Gemara says, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Okay? Yes. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Okay? Number 2. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. 400 times the same verse. After 400 times, the student says, oh, I got it. And then they move on to something else. One day, Rabbi Preda tells them, listen, son, today, I have an appointment. So we have to make sure that we study carefully, that you get it after the 400th time. No problem, Kodolav. They go, they teach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 400 times. At 400 times, he says, okay, so you got it? No. No. Lama lo? What happened every day, Baruch Hashem, after 400 times, Baruch Hashem, you tzaddik gadol, you're a chacham gadol, giant chacham, you got it after 400 times. Why come today no? He goes, to be honest with you, Kvod Harav, the minute you told me that you're in a hurry today, that we have to make sure I couldn't think the whole time, maybe he's going to go now, maybe he's going to leave now, maybe he has to go, maybe we're not going to get to 400, maybe we're only going to get to 390, maybe he's leaving, maybe somebody's coming. The whole time I'm thinking about something else, I couldn't focus about what you're saying 400 times. Rabbi Preda Rabotai Karim says, you're right, I'm not going. Let's start again. Let's start again 400 times. I cancel my appointment. And they sit down and they learn it again 400 times. After the 400th time, he gets it, leaves, the sky opens. And a bat call comes out to Rabbi Preda. It says, because you broke your own midot, you overcame your own nature, which by default was already amazing, the fact that you're able to teach somebody something 400 times, once in your life, let alone every day. You broke your own nature and overcame even that. We have decided, change everything. Hashem decided that you have a choice. We're here to give you a message. What's the message? You have a choice. What is it? You can either live 400 years, just like the 400 times you taught extra today, or everyone in your generation gets Olam Haba. Rabbi Preda says, let everybody get Olam Haba. He said, because you chose for the better of the nation, you're also going to live 400 years. He's actually one of the people that actually lived 400 years, even in the days of the Gemara. So now Rabotai, I ask this question. I mean, the story is great. But I'm asking myself a question. If he's Gdol Ador, he's giant, he can revive somebody from the dead through his prayers. Is learning, every time he learns, it's like Mount Sinai all over again. Why would Hashem waste his time on some imbecile that needs to be taught the same thing 400 times? Let him have a student like Rabbi Akiva. Let him have a student like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Why is he bringing him a ksil, a fool, that needs to be taught the same thing 400 times? This is what I asked myself for years. He's Gdolado. He's not like listen, he's not just come out of school himself. He's in 5th grade, the other guy's in 4th grade. Either way, he's got to learn it. No, this is Gdolado. Imagine, Rav Ovadia. Oh, Rav Ovadia, can you teach me something? Sure. But I need to teach me 400 times. Okay, sure. Every day, 400 times. You're going to learn 400 times. After a while, the students start feeling embarrassed. Why would Hashem do such a thing? Why would he take his precious Torah time and invest it into someone that's considered a ksil, a fool? Why? Anybody have an answer? You're allowed to guess. Hazaka u'bucha. Rabotai Yekarim, the reason why is because every time you learn, Gemara, for example, in the beginning of Gemara, it teaches you something critical. You're supposed to say, יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהי שלא יארע דבר תקלה על ידי ולא יקשר בדבר הלכה וישמחו בי חבריי ולא אומר על טמא טהור ולא על טהור טמא ולא יקשלו חבריי בדבר הלכה ואשמח בהם כי אדוני ייתן חוכמה מפיו דעת ותבונה גל עיניי והביט הנפלאות מתורתך. May it be your will, Hashem my God, that a mishap not come about through me, meaning that I don't make a mistake through my studies. And may I not stumble in a matter of law and cause my colleagues to rejoice over me, meaning that I failed and other people make fun of me. Why? Because then they lose their olam haba for making fun of me. And I may not say, regarding something which is tameh, that it's tahol, meaning that because through my faulty judgments and my bad learning, I decided something that's tameh is really tahol, or that something that's tahol is really tameh. Something that's pure is impure, or impure is pure, meaning I make the opposite. And may my colleagues not stumble in the matter of law, and I rejoice over them, meaning may I never get to such through my studies, and I learn a lot of stuff, but instead of becoming a Talmid Chacham that also has good midot, I start becoming arrogant because of my learning. So I see other people fail and I rejoice. Why? Because then I lose olam haba anyway. And then it says a verse, a portion in Gemara Masechet Brachot, page 28b. It says, "For Hashem grants wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding of God. Unveil my eyes that I may perceive wonders from your Torah." This is actually a verse in Proverbs. So, here is something you say every time you learn Torah. Why did I mention this to you? It's because Proverbs is Shlomo HaMelech. Shlomo HaMelech is the wisest man of all time. The wisest man of all time is teaching you that knowledge is not something you're going to get simply by studying. Knowledge of Torah is a gift from God. You could learn the same book 1,000 times and still not get it. Another person can learn it half a time and already get the whole thing. Why? Hashem gave him and he didn't give you.